Hey guys, so I saw Venom last night in theaters, and it was a really interesting movie. It was a really fun movie. I really kind of liked the movie a little bit. Um, Now going into it, I kind of had an idea, was didn't know what to expect from it, just by following the movie online and stuff, and seeing some of the original reviews. Like when I went to it, I think Rotten Tomato score was at 29%. Now it's right here; they have it at 31%. But I don't think it's that bad as a 31%. But then again, if you go and you look at IMDb, they have so far it has a 7.1 out of 10. It's nowhere near a 7.1 out of 10. I'm more probably going to give it like a 4.5, just because it was a fun movie. But that's about it. The CGI on Venom and the villains and stuff, all those Venoms and stuff, is really good. That's really good there. But there was some CGI that were like some explosions and the flames coming off of things at the end, and it was just like the big explosion at the climax of the film, and it's like, wow, that was so terrible. The CGI, it looked worse than some of the explosions and stuff you see on like Arrow and The Flash and Legend of Tomorrow. Which those are always bad. There, you can always tell when the fire is fake. It stands out like a sore thumb. But in here, clearly they put out all their budget onto the CGI characters and stuff, and it was kind of a fun movie to hate. So it's like it's so bad it's good type thing. So it was really cool. I mean, the opening scenes, you just start, all of a sudden you see so much things just happen, and Eddie Brock's life just kind of falls apart. But then it just happens so fast, and you're just like, whoa, 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 whoa! I don't know this character yet. You haven't earned the opportunity to do that, and to have these things, these moments where things are falling apart in his life, because I don't care for the character yet. We're like 5 minutes into the movie, and he's already, one thing, he's already had a big thing change in his life, and then 10 minutes in, he's like, all his whole life is crumbled in front of him, and it's like we don't know this character to feel for this. So that was a bit rushed there in the beginning. It was really cool to see how things were kind of done. I mean, Venom looked cool with the way he was doing stuff, and I was surprised with the kind of PG-13 rating for the movie, just because of the things that he does. But I mean, the way they do it, he does obviously, bite off people's heads and stuff, but they do it kind of off camera. You rarely ever see him do it, and when he does it, he kind of like, he'll go towards the camera, so he'll be the person getting their head bit off at the camera view, and then he'll just kind of cover it, so you don't really see anything. It's implied pretty much that he does it, but you don't see him actually biting heads off. I mean, you see one really fast, but it's so fast that I think it's still a fun movie for kids to definitely see. And I think it's really definitely kids oriented. And there were some moments in this movie where, I think one of the moments, it's in the trailers, where he's that was like released online as trailers and stuff, when he's all the SWAT is kind of aiming at him, and he just starts going at him, and there's like smoke canisters everywhere and all that stuff. In that scene, I thought, this movie feels like they gave Jimi Hendrix, and they took one thing out, Jimi Hendrix, and said, hey, you want to make a Venom movie? Go ahead, go all out. They just said, hey, make a Venom movie to Jimi Hendrix, which, to explain what I mean by that, it's just, it's so far out there, so far fetched, and it's so just kind of, I don't know how to say, balls to the walls Venom, that it's straight up, it's so good, it's so bad it's good type thing. But I don't think it's terrible. Like, it's not, it's still watchable. I definitely would not recommend going to see it in theaters. It doesn't need to see that. It's maybe just like a Netflix view, or download it when it's out. It's nothing to kind of rush to theaters and see, but it is definitely a fun movie. If you are a fan of Venom and you are a diehard fan of Venom, then yeah, you've probably already seen this, but otherwise you could check it out when it comes out on digital download or Netflix or something. I don't know if I'd even pay for it on digital download or anything like that. I would just kind of wait till it's on Netflix, wait till it's on something that you already pay for, so you're not going out of your way for this movie, because that it doesn't deserve that. So yeah, it was kind of cool. I mean, Tom Hardy's portrayal of Eddie Brock was kind of interesting. It was just kind of wimpy the way he portrayed Eddie Brock, but then again, that's just the way they wanted to do it, and it was okay. You know, some of the villain of the movie was kind of was okay. It was just it was just kind of weird that, you know, there was only the way things just took off with the villain was kind of okay. It was like just your generic villain. You're never gonna remember him. It's just a very forgetful movie. I was like, yeah, no, it was fun. That's about it, you know. I feel like it's made for kids, you know. This movie, it's really not. It's no Infinity War. It's no Civil War. It's nothing. You don't come out learning anything. You don't come out, you know, anything new and stuff. And there are 2 hidden scenes, but there's only really one mid-credit scene that you really need to see for this. In regards to this movie, the last hidden credit scene. Well, the mid-credit scenes are always, in movies like this, they're always the more serious one, and the end credit scene is a little bit more, you know, like just fluff kind of added to it. Kind of like, what is it, Spider-Man Homecoming, the mid-credit scene is, you know, Vulture and Scorpion in prison, and then the end credit scene is just Captain America. You know, it's just saying that patience, you know, it's not always worth it, right, type thing. I feel like you wasted your time, so it's kind of like just a joke type thing. So I think that was really cool. Watching this movie, I'll probably end up seeing this movie again, not in theaters, just waiting for it to come out on digital download and stuff and Netflix, because by the time it comes out on Netflix, it'll have been a while that I've seen it, and it'll be fun to just kind of go back and rewatch it. So all in all, do I recommend watching this movie? Yes. Just don't rush to the theaters. Don't even buy it or download it or anything. Just kind of wait for it's on Netflix, because it was just a fun movie. It was just like everyone in the theater was literally laughing at the movie. It was so silly some of the times, but it was like cool. They're just straight up doing it. They're just going all out and they're straight up doing it. But like I said, it definitely feels like it was done by. This movie was done by Jimi Hendrix, you know, just because it's so like they were definitely just like went all out and just went all crazy with it, and I think it was really fun, and I kind of liked it as a guilty pleasure type thing rather than, you know, liking it as a good movie. So is it a 31% on Rotten Tomato? Probably not, but it's definitely not a 7.1 on IMDb, but I feel like IMDb right now, that could just be fans, you know, reviewing it and stuff. So some of them could be people who reviewed it before they even seen the movie, whereas Rotten Tomato, you know, is going to be the critics. And then audience gave it a 89%. So I think that's kind of cool. I would give it, like I said, a 4.5 out of 10. Just because it was okay. It was not, you know, I don't know if I'd turn it off if I found it on there, was scrolling through the TV and saw it. But at the same time, you know, nah, I'd say put it on if you want to watch it. Put it on while you're doing something else, and you'll have a blast, because you really don't need to pay attention to this. You can really do this while you're doing housework or, you know, things like that, and you can just watch it in the background and you'll get the whole movie, because it's just kind of a lazy movie, just kind of throw out stuff. So yeah, it was fun, but that's about it, you know. So let me know what you think, guys. If you saw the movie, in the comments below, what do you think about it? And I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.
You know, I guess one person can make a difference. Enough said.